Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Reftaco, and today we're back with another video, and week 2 is here, which means week 2 predictions. Week 1 is in the books. We learned a lot from week 1, saw a lot of new things, saw a lot of unexpected things, saw a lot of crazy stuff, but it is now week 2, and it is time to predict 16 new games. Last week, I won 11-5. Over time, I'll have the season record here. And yeah, let's get into it. We'll start off Thursday Night Football. The Commanders heading to Lambeau Field to take on the Packers. When you look at the Commies, it was a pretty decent week 1 win. You won 21-6 against a bad team that just didn't look like they knew what they were doing. But I saw some good stuff. My boy Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt had some good plays. Debo had some good plays. The defense played great. They had a pretty good week. When you look at the Packers, probably the best week in the NFL. Took a very good Lions team and really beat them 27-6. They were very good on offense, very good passing the ball, pretty decent running the ball by the end of it. Had a very good defensive day. Held an offense that scored 38 a game last year to 6 until there were 3 minutes left off of a crazy one-handed touchdown. With that being said, I think that one team here really just put themselves over the mark in week 1, and that is the Green Bay Packers. I have them winning this game 26-16. I think that the Commies offense will give them a little something, but the Packers are a very good football team, and I think that them and the Eagles right now are the two biggest threats right now in the NFC, and this is a game that the Packers should be able to take care of, especially if they want to have that contender type of status. Then you've got the Giants heading to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. When you look at the Giants, we just talked about their game. It was sloppy. It was bad. The defense played okay. The offense just did not look good. Russ didn't look good. They could not run the ball. It just was a bit of a disaster over there in New York in week 1. And then on the other side, you look at the Cowboys. It was a very good game. You played the Super Bowl champs. Yes, they didn't have their best defensive player. Yes, you did some other stuff. You played the Super Bowl champs, and you lost by 4 points. You put up a very good offensive performance in the first half. It was a very solid game for the Cowboys. It sucks to say, but it looks like they are on the right track, and that's going to continue. 27-14, I have the Cowboys winning this game. Just simply don't see the Giants as a big enough competitor. I think that they'll get something on offense. The Cowboys defense is not great, but the Cowboys will be able to prevail. I think that offense just, yes, the Giants have good pieces on defense. It doesn't look like it's going to come together very well, and the Cowboys will be able to use that to their advantage and win this one. Then you've got the Seahawks and the Steelers. When you look at the Seahawks in week 1, it was a disappointing loss against the Niners to get the go-ahead field goal like 3 minutes left, allow a touchdown, get back down there, and then have a strip sack on you. Sucks. The offense looked okay. The defense looked pretty good. They were getting pressure. They were doing stuff, but it was an okay performance, and they ended up losing, which means it's not a very good performance. When you look at the Steelers, it was a great offensive day, great day for DK, for Aaron Rodgers especially, even a guy like Kenneth Gainwell. But defensively, they didn't look great. They did allow 32 points to the Jets. With that being said, though, I actually have Pittsburgh winning this game 20-17. I think that the defensive identity of the Steelers is going to come back. It's going to play a big part in this game. And I just don't know if Seattle is able to out-talent the Steelers mixed with out-coaching the Steelers. Because what the Steelers show me on offense is that they got it. And the Steelers on defense, we know what they are. That's why I have them winning this game 20-17. Then you've got the Bills and the Jets. When you look at the Bills, it was an unbelievable game that happened. I mean, 41-40. I fell asleep. It was 40-25. Woke up at like 2 a.m., checked fantasy, saw I won in fantasy. Let's make that clear. And then saw that they came back. I had to rewatch the whole highlights and stuff. 250 yards in the fourth quarter for Josh Allen. It was unbelievable what the Bills were able to do in so little time. They had some very good contributing factors. Guys like Keon Coleman, guys like James Cook, they played very well. Their defense, a little bit suspect. They need to clean up on that. Another team that needs to clean up on their defense, though, is the New York Jets. 34 points. That's not good, especially for a team that was supposed to be a defensive-minded team, but the offense looked very good. They were able to run the ball well. The offensive line looked great. Justin Fields looked really good. People were talking about how bad he was in training camp. He can't move. I was explaining it last week, and this was a team I thought was going to score 10, and they scored 32. It was a very good performance, but I'm not going to let that, get in my head too much. I still have the Bills winning this game 34-20. They significantly out-talent the Jets. Yes, the Jets had a good week 1. It was also the Steelers who they lost to versus the Ravens that the Bills beat. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. The Bills are going to win this game 34-20. Then you've got the Patriots heading to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Let's start with the Dolphins. Yeah. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad. The Colts out-coached them, and they really out-talented them out there. When you look at the Patriots, it was okay. You lost to the Raiders. A lot of people expected you to win. I didn't really. I would have wanted more points. Drake May had a decent game. The defense played pretty well in some parts. It was all right. And the way that the Dolphins look right now, all right is just fine. Give me the Patriots 21-13 over these Dolphins. They need to figure that team needs to clean out shop, and the Patriots will just be able to all right this out and win this game. Then you've got the Bengals and the Jags. When you look at the Bengals, it was okay. You got the win. You got your first win since 2021 in week 1 and 2 game. It was bad, and you got the win. That's the positive. You should have lost that game to the Cleveland Browns. That's the negative. Joe Burrow didn't look good. Jamar didn't look good. It still looked like they started off slow. They were just able to screech out with a win this time. On the other side, you look at the Jags. It was a very solid performance from Jacksonville. Yes, Carolina's a weak team. They don't start off the season well. Bryce did not have a good game. The Panthers sucked. The Jags looked very good. They were able to do their job. And hey, Bengals, they might pick it up a little bit. Give me the Jags 21-20. I think that they're just going to be able to sneak this one out. They have I love the way that Liam Cohen was using his guys. The running backs, I know they just got rid of Bigsby, but Tootin and LaQuint Allen, I think his name is, they were pretty good. I think that they will be able to win this game. I think that they might not out-talent the Bengals, but I think that they will out-coach them, especially early in the season. And let's not act like this Bengals defense is good. 21-20, give me the Jags. Then you've got the Saints and the Niners. When you look at the Saints, it was a pretty good week 1, all things considered. Yes, it was 20-13. It should have been a perfect game, my score, if the field goal didn't get blocked. Good job on blocking a field goal, I guess. But yeah, you scored 13 points. It wasn't great. It looked good. Rattler looked pretty decent. Kamara looked good. We knew Kamara was going to look good. The defense looked pretty decent. It was good for the Saints for what you expected. When you look at the Niners, they were able to sneak out a win against the Seahawks. Was it great? No. They got rid of their kicker, which they would have won by 10 points, 13 points, something, if they had a kicker that could make kicks. But yeah, and Brock Purdy just got ruled pretty much out for this game. But that's not going to change my pick. Give me the Niners 20-14. I trust Mac Jones. I trust what he will have to do to win this game. He's a decent quarterback. He can be a game manager somewhat. We saw it with the Patriots. I see them winning this game. I still think that the Niners just overly talent the Saints, even without Purdy, even without George Kittle. That's why I have them winning this one. Hey, I guess I just completely forgot to do this game. But the Rams taking on the Titans. When you look at the Rams, it was a good win in week 1. You got the win. The defense played pretty well. The pass rush was great. The rest of the defense was okay, and the rest of the offense was okay. Puka had a great game. It was all right, but you were able to get a win against a pretty good Texans team. On the other side, you look at the Titans. Lost by 8. Very good Broncos team. It just didn't look good. The one team that you probably don't want your rookie quarterback playing right now is the Denver Broncos in the first game. And so it wasn't great. The defense did their job, really, and they had a pretty good game. But overall, just not a great showing for the Titans. And I think that continues. Give me the Rams 30-17. I think that they are a good team. They are able to get this offense back on track more than just throw the ball to Puka. And yeah, I just don't see the Titans being able to do enough to really compete in this game. Give me LA. Then you've got the Browns and the Ravens. When you look at the Browns, it was an okay week 1. You should have beat the Bengals, who start the season off slowly. It was good for the Browns. Flacco looked decent. Harold Fannin looked amazing. The run game kind of sucked. Sampson looked good. The defense looked pretty good. Myles Garrett had 3 sacks in 3 plays. It's unreal. I know they didn't count the last one. That was unbelievable. When you look at the Ravens, it sucked what happened. It was just a lot of bad decisions late in the game, mixed with the fumble, mixed with the Bills being good. Your secondary kind of sucked. Luckily, you are playing the Browns this week. You won't be put in those kind of situations, and that's why I have the Ravens winning this game 30-16. Just an out-talenting, again. Just, yeah, they have more talent. Let's not have a loss in week 1 fool us. The Browns lost in week 1 too. Give me the Ravens. Then you've got the Lions and the Bears. When you look at the Lions, it was a bad week 1. The offense just did not look good. The offensive line, which they live and die by, they were not great. And when that happens, Goff's under pressure. He doesn't perform. The defense did not look good either. On the other side, you look at the Bears. It was all right. At the start of the game, it looked great. Caleb was doing great. Got the pick 6, and then it all fell apart. And hopefully that's not what happens with the Bears. I hope that the Bears are good. I just don't know if I can see it. I think that the offense will have some bright spots again in this game, but I do have the Lions coming out on top 27-20. It was a bad week 1 against a really good football team. I think you'll be able to bounce back here, get something going on offense, kind of find your identity a little bit more, and that's why I have Detroit winning this game. Then into the late window, it is the Colts and the Broncos. Look at those Colts. That was unreal. Nobody expected that. You can't lie. Daniel Jones looked unbelievable. JT did what JT did. And then the defense was amazing. The defensive coordinating, Lou Anarumo, after having like the worst season ever with the Bengals, comes out, defensive masterclass, get like 3 or 4 turnovers, converted everything into, it was every single drive they scored. That's unbelievable. That hadn't happened since like the 70s. Then you look at the Broncos, it was a bad team. It was a bad game. You ended up on top. There's some bad coaching decisions, had some good plays. You could still see the talent with Bo Nix, RJ Harvey, J.K. Dobbins, Sutton, those guys in the defense. You can still tell that that's an elite defense. And that, I think, is enough. I know the Colts played so well, and I kind of really want to pick them. Give me the Broncos 23-21. I'm not going to overreact to week 1. I will not be surprised if the Colts win this game. I think that they could look very good out there. But give me the Broncos. They are the better team roster-wise. They should be able to out-talent this team. I just don't know if they will be able to. Then you've got the Cardinals and the Panthers. When you look at the Cardinals, it was a decent week 1 win. You were able to get the win over a struggling team. You looked good. Looked very good in the first half. The second half, the offense kind of died down. I didn't see any of it on red zone. Connor looked good. Benson looked good. Marvin Harrison had the one streak and then scored. It was a decent game for the Cardinals. Defensively, they did their job. Yeah, on the other side, you look at Carolina, it was not a good game. Jacksonville out-talented you. Bryce didn't look good. The running game never got going. The defense was bad, But I do think that it'll pick up a little bit. I think over time, this team will get better. We know that this team is young. We know that this team has potential. And we know that this team can be good. But at this current moment, give me the Cardinals 24-16. They have the more experienced team, which is surprising to say for Arizona. They have the better team, and right now they have the better coaching. Give me Arizona. Then the game of the week, the Super Bowl rematch. It is the Chiefs and it is the Eagles. When you look at the Chiefs, week 1 you lost. The Chargers played an unbelievable game. That's the truth. And it just didn't look great for you. Xavier Worthy going out, Rashee Rice already being suspended, Hollywood Brown got all those targets. It just was not a good game out there for KC. Mahomes played amazing. Everybody else just kind of didn't. On the other side, you look at the Eagles. Week 1, it was a little bit of a struggle. Lose your best defensive player because he wants to spit on somebody. Idiot. And then it was a bit of a struggle. It was a great first half offensively, great second half defensively. You need to put that together. I think that they will somewhat. I think they will put it together somewhat enough to win this game. 26-24. I think that the Chiefs will show up a lot more than in the Super Bowl. They'll have a different game plan. They'll have hopefully better execution. Well, not hopefully, go Birds, but they'll have better execution. But yeah, give me the Eagles. I just think that they have a great team. They should be able to win this game. Then it's Sunday Night Football. It's the Falcons heading to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. The Falcons had a very good week 1 performance. Yes, they lost to the Bucs. The Bucs are a very good team. You played very well. Michael Penix looked great. You were a few kicks away. Young Oku, hopefully he doesn't mess it up, from having a win in the win column against a very good team. On the other side, you look at the Vikings. It was also a pretty good week 1. J.J. McCarthy had his growing pains. It seemed like it went through him, and he had an amazing fourth quarter. The Vikings had an amazing fourth quarter, an amazing comeback, just able to win games. That's what the Vikings do, and that's what they're going to be able to do again. Give me the Vikings 31-27, have it being a bit of a high-scoring game because I really believe in these two offenses. I have J.J. McCarthy just putting up a very good performance. Michael Penix hopefully will too, or I think will too, but give me the Vikings. I think that they'll just be able to do a little bit more. Then it is Monday Night Football. Got 2 Monday Night Football games. One is at 7 and then one is at 10, which is I will not be watching. By the way, all the times are in Eastern time. I didn't know I had to do that. But it is the Bucs and it is the Texans. When you look at the Bucs, as I just said, they're a very good team. Had a pretty good week 1. They got down and then were able to, in a minute, just go right down the field, score with Emeka Egbuka. He looked great. The team looked great. The defense looked pretty good. It's a very good start for the Bucs, which they consistently have. Then you look at the Texans. Pressure, that was the big word. Their offensive line that we knew was going to stink, stunk. Hopefully they'll have Christian Kirk back. Hopefully Stroud is able to deal with it a little bit more. It's not like the Bucs get a ton of pass rush, but I do think that it'll hinder them enough where Tampa Bay will be able to win this game 28-23. Just a very good football team, very good offensive football team. The Texans, they look good on defense. I think that the Bucs will be able to combat that well enough, and then will the Texans be able to do enough on offense? I'm just not sure, but I do have them having a pretty good offensive game. Give me Tampa Bay. Then at 10 p.m., as I stated before, that's stupid. It is the Raiders and the Chargers. When you look at the Chargers, it was a very good week 1 what you were able to do to a very good team in the Chiefs. Everybody knows it. Herbert had an amazing game. The running game was okay, but we know that that'll improve. The defense looked pretty good. It was a very good game by the Chargers, a very complete game. They looked very good. And then the Raiders, they had a pretty good game. They were able to beat the Patriots, something that not a ton of people expected to happen. I did, but not a ton of people did. And they were able to look very good offensively early on. Now, Brock Bowers has an injury concern. I think that he'll play in this game. But overall, I don't think it's going to matter. Give me the Chargers 27-17. Just what that team was able to do offensively, what that team was able to do defensively against the Chiefs, it should be able to help them enough to beat the Raiders. Because let's be real, it's the Raiders. That's going to be it for this video. Hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.